Hello everybody, how are you? Hope all of you are fine in this lockdown situation, and I hope that all of you are giving revision test. One answer of the revision test I have already sent as PDF, and next revision test PDF I will send in the next time. And today I will start a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Study of Acids, Bases and Salts. So one by one I will discuss. Today I will focus on acids. We know about acid from our lower classes, the concept of acid. Acid name came from Latin word acidus. Acidus meaning that sour. We know that all acids have sour taste, but we should not taste all acid by our tongue because some acids may be dangerous, even deadly to taste. Now we will discuss the definition of acids. Definitions. Now different types of definitions are there for acids. Actually different types of concepts are there. First concepts that is given in your book and syllabus, that is Arrhenius concept. According to the Arrhenius concept, an acid is a substance that produces hydronium ion when dissolves in water. So if I write the formula of an acid, this is acetic acid, and it will react with water and forming CH3COO minus plus H3O plus. This H3O plus is called hydronium ion, all of you know from chemical bonding, and that is why acetic acid this compound is called acid or acidic acid. Here it is producing hydronium ion in water. Now another concept is there, that is Bronsted-Lowry concept, that acids are proton donors. Here if we look at this reaction, or you can take another example, that HCl, it will dissociate in water forming H plus plus Cl minus. Actually H plus never exists. It will combine with water forming HCl plus hydronium ion. Now H plus in this case there is only one proton, that is why it is called proton. So as HCl is donating one proton, that is why it is called acid. So according to this Bronsted-Lowry concept, acids are proton donors. Another concept is there that you will learn in class 11, that acids are those substances that will accept electron pair, and this type of acids are called Lewis acid, like aluminium chloride. In presence of Cl minus, it will accept the lone pair from Cl minus forming AlCl4 minus. So these are Lewis acids. So now we will discuss the classification of acids. Classification. Based on origin, acids can be classified into two types. One is called organic acid and another is called inorganic acid. Now what is organic acids? Acids which are present in animal and plant containing carbon atoms, they are called organic acids. So their origin is organic, that means living thing. If we think about the formic acid, it is coming from the sting of the ant. From lemon we are getting citric acid. For tamarind we are getting tartaric acid. So in this way we are getting different types of organic acids, and these organic acids are edible. Generally we are eating lemon, we are taking tamarind, okay. So we are taking apple there is malic acid. So these are all are edible. But what are inorganic acids? Inorganic acids are those acids that are formed from minerals. We can think about hydrochloric acid, nitric acid. So inorganic acids are hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and organic acids are formic acid, acetic acid, that is vinegar. These are organic acids. So these HCl, HNO3 or H2SO4, this type of phosphoric acid, they are we are preparing these acids from mineral. That is why they are called inorganic acid or mineral acids, and they are very much dangerous. If one drop of H2SO4 falls on your skin, that will burn and there will be blister. So these acids are very much corrosive and very much dangerous. Okay, so we should not taste this type of acid, these mineral acids. Next, we will go for the classification of acids on the basis of the presence of hydrogen and oxygen. Acids also may be classified into two types. One is called hydracids, and another is called oxyacids. Now, what are hydracids? Acid containing hydrogen and non-metallic element other than oxygen. They are called hydracids, like HCl, HBr. These are called hydracids. But when acid containing oxygen with other elements, then they are called oxyacids. That is, they are nitric acid, sulfuric acid. So these are called oxyacids. Next, we will discuss the classification of acid based on the basicity of an acid. Now we have to understand what is the basicity of an acid. Acid will react with base to form salt and water. And in case of acid, the number of replaceable hydrogen will indicate the basicity of an acid. Okay, so based on this, acid can be divided into different types. First one we will discuss monobasic acid. Monobasic acid. If acid contains only one replaceable hydrogen atom, then it will react with only one molecule of base. Then this type of acid is called monobasic. We can think about acetic acid, CH3COOH. In this acid, there are 4 hydrogens, but all hydrogens are not replaced by NaOH. So here if we give NaOH, then it will form sodium acetate, salt plus water. So here only one replaceable hydrogen is there. So only one replaceable hydrogen. Only one replaceable hydrogen by base. So in acetic acid molecule, only one replaceable hydrogen is there. That is why it is called monobasic acid. Next, dibasic acid. If acid contain more than one replaceable, that means 2 replaceable hydrogen, that is called dibasic acid. Dibasic acid. We can think about sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is a dibasic acid because if we draw the structure, then we can easily understand it has 2 replaceable hydrogen atoms. When this hydrogen atom is attached to oxygen or highly electronegative element, then it will be replaceable. In case of acetic acid, the other hydrogens are attached with carbon that are not easily replaceable. So here, if we give the NaOH, it will react with 2 mole, 1 mole of sulfuric acid will react with 2 mole of NaOH. and that will form Na2SO4 plus twice H2. So that means 1 mole sulfuric acid will neutralize 2 mole sodium hydroxide. So that is why, as sulfuric acid contains only two hydrogen atom that are replaceable, that is why they are called dibasic acid. Now in this case there will be formation of two type of salt. Okay, one is called acid salt, another is called normal salt. First H2SO4 will react with NaOH forming NaHSO4, that is acid salt plus water. Then again this NaHSO4 will react with NaOH forming Na2SO4 plus water. So this is acid salt because it has one replaceable hydrogen atom, and this is called normal salt. When we think about the monobasic acid, it cannot form acid salt because it has only one replaceable hydrogen atom. So that thing you have to understand. Next we will discuss tribasic acid. When an acid containing 3 replaceable hydrogen atoms in a molecule, then it is called tribasic acid. So here is an example of phosphoric acid. It is a tribasic acid because it will dissociate to form 3H plus PO4 3 minus. So here 3 replaceable hydrogen is present. So here if we give the NaOH, so 1 mole H3PO4 will neutralize 3 mole NaOH. So that is why this is tribasic acid. If we think about tetrabasic acid, tetrabasic also example is there, that is silicic acid, SiOH whole 4. It is a tetrabasic acid. So in this way we can classify the acids into monobasic acid, dibasic acid, tribasic acid, tetrabasic acid, etc. Hope you can understand this classification. Next we will discuss the classification of acid on the basis of its strength. That means acid may be classified into two categories. One is called strong acid, another is called weak acid. So acid can be divided by two. There is one is called strong acid, another is weak acid. Now what is strong acid? When acid completely dissociates in aqueous solution and the concentration of H3O plus is very high, then it is called strong acid. Here degree of dissociation, that alpha, is greater than 30%. If we take 100 molecule of HCl in water, then all will dissolve, 100 molecule will dissociate, okay, or ionize, will form 100 molecules of HCl plus and Cl minus. So that means there is complete dissociation. Then this is called strong acid. But in case of weak acid, there will be partial dissociation. So all molecules will not dissolve. If we take acetic acid, then it will dissolve, it will dissociate a little bit, okay, that is 20%. It will form CH3COO minus plus H3O plus in presence of water. So here all molecules of acetic acid are not dissolving, are not dissociating or are not ionizing to acetate ion and CH3COO minus ion and H3O plus ions. Okay, so here the value of degree of dissociation will be less than 30%, and in this solution of weak acid we will get ions as well as molecules. Examples may be any type of organic acid. Any type of organic acids are weak acid, and generally mineral acids are strong acids. Next we can divide or classify acid into another two categories. One is called concentrated acid, and another is called dilute acid. Now what is concentrated acid? an acid having relatively higher percentage of acid in its aqueous solution. Okay, suppose generally we tell that concentrate sulfuric acid, concentrate nitric acid. So here percentage of acid is very high in aqueous solution. But if we add water, then it is called dilute acid. So an acid having relatively low percentage of acid in its aqueous solution, then it is called dilute acid. Here one thing you have to understand, that during dilution of acid we have to be very much careful, because if we add water into the concentrated acid, then it is an exothermic process, huge amount of heat will generate and acid may spurt out to our face or eyes. So it will be an accident. So generally what is done, we have to take large amount of water in a container, then slowly we have to add acid with constant stirring, and because of the huge amount of heat formation and this is a exothermic reaction, we have to cool the solution also by using ice. So don't add water into concentrated acid, but you have to add concentrated acid very little, okay, and step by step in a large amount of water to produce dilute acid. So in this way we can prepare dilute acid. So in this way we have completed all the classification of acid, okay, and all of you know that the structures of organic acids are very critical. If I write the structure of tartaric acid, then you can understand. This is the structure of tartaric. Now it is not required in your syllabus. This one is called tartaric acid, and this acid is present in tamarind. Now if you want to write the formula of oxalic acid formula will be the dicarboxylic acid. This is the dicarboxylic acid, and this name of this compound is oxalic acid. So that you will learn in higher classes. Now today I will start the preparation of acid, the method of preparation of acid. Now first method by which you can prepare acid, that is the direct combination or synthesis method. Preparation of acids, direct combination method. This is called direct combination or synthesis method. So here you can take H2 plus Cl2 non-metal in presence of diffuse sunlight. Then there will be formation of HCl gas. Now this HCl gas, if you dissolve in water, you will get hydrochloric acid. Okay. Next one is H2 plus Br2. Here you have to use electric discharge. That will produce hydrobromic acid. Okay. If you take H2 and S, so there will be combination reaction, and you have to boil this, then you will get hydrogen sulfide gas. Hydrogen sulfide also acting as an acid, because it will dissociate into 2H plus and H2 minus. Next we will discuss that the hydrolysis of non-metal oxides. We know that non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. So by hydrolysis of this non-metal oxide we can prepare acid. So hydrolysis of non-metal oxides. Suppose if we take sulfur dioxide gas, that will react with water forming sulfurous acid. if we take sulfur trioxide gas, that will react with water forming sulfuric acid. So in this way, this acidic non-metal oxide will react with water, okay, forming corresponding acid. And next we will discuss N2O5. N2O5 will react with water forming nitric acid, twice HNO3. Next, carbon dioxide will react with water at low temperature and high pressure, that will produce carbonic acid. So in this way we can prepare different types of acid from their non-metal oxides. Next we will discuss by oxidation of non-metal by nitric acid. Next process, oxidation of non-metals by nitric acid. Here we can take sulfur. Sulfur will react with nitric acid in boiling condition, that will produce sulfuric acid plus 6NO2 plus 6H2. So in this way we can twice H2. In this way we can easily prepare the sulfuric acid. If we want to prepare phosphoric acid, we have to take phosphorus and nitric acid. So P plus 5HNO3 is also in the boiling condition, that will produce phosphoric acid H3PO4 plus 5NO2 plus H2. So in this way we can prepare the acid, okay, by the oxidation of non-metal. Here sulfur, phosphorus, these are non-metals. Next we will discuss the formation of acid by using salt and non-volatile acid. Next process, the preparation of acid by using salt and non-volatile acids. We can use rock salt like NaCl in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, that will produce NaHSO4 plus HCl. So in this way we can prepare HCl. If we take potassium nitrate and use concentrated sulfuric acid, that will produce KHSO4 plus HNO3. So here one thing you have to understand, that H2SO4 is a non-volatile acid. It is producing a volatile acid. Okay, here also sulfuric acid producing volatile nitric acid. So in this way we have completed the discussion of different types of acids by different method. Okay, preparation of acid by different methods. So today up to this, next day we will discuss the properties of the acids. Okay, thank you.